To be, grammar, adjectives and adverbs of manner. Check this out. This is a turtle. This turtle is slow. It is not fast, it is slow. Now look. This turtle is walking how? Slowly. Slow and slowly. What's the difference between the two? Slow is describing what? What is slow? The turtle is slow. What is slowly? Is it the turtle? The turtle is slowly? No. Walking slowly. Slow describes the turtle, whereas slowly describes the walking, the verb. Slow is what we call adjective. Adjectives describe nouns. Slowly is an adverb. What do adverbs do? They modify, they describe verbs, not nouns. Okay? How do we make these adverbs? We add ly to an adjective. Slow, slowly. Quick, quickly. Strong, strongly. Now notice something. If I say that Muhammad is slow, that means he is always slow. But when I say that Muhammad is walking slowly, that means now he is walking slowly, but maybe he is usually fast. He is a fast person, but now he is walking slowly, just now. Now, here is a spelling rule. We usually add ly to an adjective to make it an adverb, except when this adjective ends in y, like easy. We change y into I, and then we add the ly, change y into I, and then add ly. Adjectives ending in e, like terrible, what do? We remove the e, no e, and then add ly. This is spelling. These 5 are irregular adverbs. Meaning what? That means we don't add ly to them. No. We don't say good, he is good, he speaks goodly. No. He is good, he speaks well. His English is good, he can speak English well. Fast doesn't change. He is fast, he can walk fast. Hard also doesn't change. The word hard can mean many things. I can say that the test is hard, meaning that the test is difficult. I can say that I work hard, meaning that I put a lot of effort, a lot of time in what I do. I can say I hardly finished my homework. That means I barely finished my homework. If you mean barely, then you can say hardly, okay? Only if you mean barely. Late doesn't change, and also early. I am early, I come early to school. I am late, I come late to school. Now we move on to comparisons. Comparisons is something we covered in previous years. It is why I will play a video for you from a previous year as a revision for comparisons, and then we will continue with the practice. Comparisons. When you have 2 people or more and you want to see who is taller, who is better, that is what we call comparison. We compare between them. Now let's compare between the 2. Richard is 195 centimeters tall, whereas Mike is only 160 centimeters tall. We say that Richard is taller than Mike. Richard is taller than Mike. Taller than. Or we could say that Mike is shorter than Richard. Shorter than. Now look. The adjective we're using here is tall. Tall. Tall is a short adjective. Now we will use a long adjective like intelligent. Intelligent means smart. Who is smarter, Richard or Mike? Mike is a grade B student, whereas Richard is a grade C student. Now, I want you to place your hand under your chin like this. Say tall. Tall. How many times did your chin hit your hand? One time. Tall. Try to keep it like this and say intelligent. Intelligent. That is 4 times. This is why intelligent is a long adjective. If we want to use it to compare between the two, we will say Mike is more intelligent than Richard. Do we add ER like here? Mike is intelligenter than Richard? No. We do that with short adjectives, not long. Long adjectives like intelligent, we add more. More intelligent than. Do you get it? Now I will give you more examples of short and long adjectives. We say taller than, colder than, smarter than, bigger than, and cheaper than. Try saying crowded. Crowded 2 times. Beautiful 3 times. Modern 2 times. Expensive 3 times. We say crowdeder? No. We say more crowded than. More beautiful than. More modern than. More expensive than. Do you get it? Excellent. Now, if we want to start with Richard and keep talking about intelligence, we say Richard is less intelligent than Mike. Less is the opposite of more. Richard, grade C. He is less intelligent than Mike. Now let's add 2 more students to the comparisons. We have George and Robert. Now let's use tall to compare between all of them. We will not use taller than. We say Richard is the tallest. Who is the shortest? It's Mike. Mike is the. We don't use the here. Do you see the? No, the. We use the with superlative form of the adjectives, like when we compare between more than 2. Mike is the shortest. What do we do with long adjectives like intelligent? Robert's grade is A. He is the smartest. Or we could say that he is the most intelligent. If we say smart, smart is short, we say that Robert is the smartest student. Intelligent, we don't say more, we say the most. That is very important. The most intelligent student in the school. Robert is the most intelligent student in the school. If we want to keep talking about intelligence and use Richard, we say Richard is the least intelligent student in the school. The least is the opposite of the most, just like more and less. Here we're talking about comparative form, and here superlative form. Richard is the least intelligent. Now we move on to what we call equality. George and Robert have the same height, 170 centimeters tall. We say Robert is as tall as George. As tall as. That means they are the same. Put the adjective, put as before and after. Don't make any changes to the adjective. Robert is as tall as George. Robert is not as tall as Richard. That means he is shorter. Robert is not as tall as Richard means he is shorter. Comparative form, superlative form, and equality. Can we use more here? In one way, if we say that Robert is more intelligent than all the students, then yes, it is correct. Again, you can say that Robert is the most intelligent student in the school, or Robert is more intelligent than, not Richard, no, all the students in the school, then yes, it is correct. You can also say Richard is taller than all the students. If you say it like this, then it is correct. These adjectives are irregular. That means that these rules do not apply to them. Good, bad, far. Far is the opposite of near. Much and many, and little. Good. Richard is good, but Mike is gooder? No. Mike is better. Mike is better than Richard. Robert is the best. He is the best. Bad, worse than the worst. Richard is the worst. His grade is C. Mike is worse than Robert. Far, farther than, or further. This is farther and this is further. The farthest or the furthest. Much or many. Much with uncountable nouns, many with countables. I say more than and the most. Let me give you an example. We have more than 3 liters of milk in the fridge. I have more than 3 pens. I have the most pens in the school. That means no other student has more pens than I have. Little, less than, we have less than 1 cup of water. The least, we have the least water means that all other people have more water than we have. Spelling exceptions. All adjectives ending in Y, we change Y into I, and then we add ER or EST. If we are using superlative, EST. Happy, happier than, the happiest. All adjectives ending in Y, even if they are long. Long or short, it doesn't matter. We always change Y into I. If the adjective is already ending in E, like safe, we only add R in comparative form, we add ST in superlative form. If there is a vowel between 2 consonants in the last 3 letters of the adjective, we double the last letter. Vowels are A, E, I, O, U. If you see any of these letters, A, E, I, O, U, between 2 consonants, we double the letter. Big, Bigger, the biggest, 2 G's. What else can you think of beside big? Like fat, F-A-T, fatter. We double the T. Now we are ready for practice. Complete the text below with the correct form of the adjectives or adverbs in brackets. Add the and as where necessary. When do we add the? We add the here with superlatives. We add as with equality. As. Okay, a young hero. Salman cycles along the river path. He rides his bike along the river path every morning on his way to school. On the morning of the 17th of January, he never imagined, he never thought that his journey to school would be exciting than. We have than. We need the comparative form of the adjective. Exciting is a long adjective, more exciting than usual. On that day, 15-year-old Salman, that's his age, he is 15 years old, became young hero in his town. That's him and all the young people in his town. He became the youngest hero in his town. As Salman was cycling along the river path, he heard a cry, "Help!" That's a cry coming from the river. He realized, he became aware that there was a car in the river with a man and 2 children inside. The cry for help was growing weaker and weaker. It was fading away. Salman jumped into the river and swam. Swam is the past of swim towards the car. He knew he had to spend little time as, we have as, this is equality, as little time as possible. He needed to be fast in the water. When he got to the car, the man gave him his children and Salman swam, the past of swim, to the shore. Shore is where the water meets the land. Then he went back for the man, to save the man. Now he saved the children. He wants now to save the man. Swimming back again, one more time, was more difficult than. We have than. We have a long adjective, more difficult than he had expected, he had thought. It was than before. Hard is a short adjective. We don't need more. Harder than before for Salman to reach the man because the river was working against him. He was working versus the river and was taking the man far and farther away. This is like weaker and weaker. This is farther and farther away. Salman realized he had to get to him as he could. We have as quickly as he could. This means as fast as possible if he was going to save him. Finally, Salman reached the man and took him to the riverbank. Riverbank is the same as the shore, where the children were waiting. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please share it with friends. I'll see you again next time, inshallah. Goodbye.